Welcome back to the Cowpipe Bros podcast. Jason and I are fresh off the OSHA COVID vax mandate discussion. Dude, I feel like we're going to be talking about this in some form
Well,
for a while because listen, we're talking about education, we're talking about healthcare, we're talking about the economy. It's a very complicated issue.
I think one thing that will shut down all the conversations is if all the court battles keep coming on and they decide that the OSHA can't mandate this stuff. I think that will shut down the conversation about it right there. I'm honestly, well, no matter what happens in the court case in the final battle, we're going to talk about it. But I think it'll be shut down if they decide if the court say, nope, can't do that. That'll be in the story really. So
Eh, yeah, there's already been challenges, and some of those challenges have been soundly defeated. So, forgive my skepticism. All right, in this segment, we're going to be talking about the the infamous founder of Infowars, Alex Jones. Jason, are you familiar with this asshole?
uh, not by name, no. I'm actually more familiar with Infowars, unfortunately. But him by name, I was not.
Are you familiar with the Sandy Hook mass shooting tragedy?
Unfortunately, I am.
Okay. Um, and I'm referencing an article by in the CNN Business, Sarah Jorgensen. Sandy Hook families win legal victory against Alex Jones in the defamation case. So this came out on November 15th. Sandy Hook families suing InfoWars founder Alex Jones have won a case against him after a judge ruled against Jones, who has failed to comply with the discovery process. Jones and entities owned by him were found liable by default Monday in a defamation case against him. Connecticut Superior Court Judge Barbara Bellis cited the defendant's willful noncompliance with the discovery process as a core reasoning behind the ruling. She specifically noted they had not turned over financial and analytics data requested multiple times by the Sandy Hook family plaintiffs. All the defendants have failed to fully and fairly comply with their discovery obligations, said the judge. The judge said that she had held off scheduling Monday's sanctions hearing in hopes that these problems would be corrected by the Jones defendants. While the families are grateful for the court's ruling, they remain focused on uncovering the truth. As the court noted, Alex Jones and his companies have deliberately concealed evidence of the relationship between what they publish and how they make money, said Chris Matei of Koskoff and Beater, which represents the plaintiffs. Alex Jones was given every opportunity to comply, but when he chose instead to withhold evidence for more than 2 years, the court was left with no choice but to rule as it did today. So it sounds like the Sandy Hook victims um, took him to court basically because of past claims that 2012 mass shooting was staged. Have you heard of some of these mass shooting conspiracy theories that say basically that you know how people say the moon landing was fake, and these people are proceeding to go down the same path every time there's a mass shooting tragedy? Jason, have you heard of that?
I don't think I'd ever heard anybody say that the 2012 like Sandy Hook was staged, but yes, I definitely heard people say the moon landing was staged. I heard them say 9/11, not staged per se, but 9/11 was orchestrated, things like that. So I agree with you. Whenever I hear this, it sounds like the same thing in vein, same vein as those type of things. Which I started to try earlier. I tried to look up, the reasoning behind him saying that originally. Although I do want to point out that in the article does mention that Alex has now since acknowledged that the shooting was real. So he's come back to reality. But I tried to find some of his reasoning when it comes to how he thought that was staged, how dead people, dead children, excuse me, were staged. I'm like, okay, was this all acting? Was he saying this was orchestrated? Um, yeah, yeah. Again, I'm glad he came back to reality. Uh,
Did he really come back to reality though, or
when
did he
when it comes to
realize,
that,
oh shit, like my crazy has consequences?
well, he's still gonna act the same way. I'm sure it's not gonna change in general. He might had a realization when it comes to this, but like you said, if he's a conspiracy theorist type person, he's not gonna probably not gonna stop his conspiracy theories altogether. He just realized he was wrong about that one. He might be a flat earther. So if he is, hey, he's probably gonna change his mind until he's the type of person unless he sees the moon or rather the Earth is round. Like if he's in space with Elon Musk, that's probably what it's gonna take for him and anybody else to believe the Earth is round, and not flat. They have to see it in person, not on the globe, not on Google, like amongst the stars and watching it directly. So um, I'll put him in the idiot category, in the Jason Ross idiot category. So um, what are your thoughts, sir?
Um, fuck Alex Jones. The end. Like, I know enough about Infowars to know that I would not rock with this guy in any shape, form, or fashion. And so when you're basically whipping people up into a frenzy, it's like, and what's crazy is that people are literally having to bury their children, and here you are talking shit on your show, basically saying that their kid didn't matter, that their kid was basically collateral damage. And so for him to say like, "Oh, these are crisis actors," um, it's disgusting. But Alex Jones is one fucking guy, and I do find it fascinating that the the legal team of the Sandy Hook parents basically were stonewalled because it was like, hey, so hey, you conspiracy theorist guy or org or conspiracy theorist organization, how do you make your money, right? Since you're a legitimate organization, how exactly are you keeping the lights on there other than just outright fucking lying to people? And so once they started asking those hard hitting questions, magically, for once he proceeds to shut the fuck up. I think it's fascinating.
So I want so I wanted to kind of some people may not have heard of Infowars, so I kind of wanted to describe it to people. So I'm at the website, but before I go to that, even though Wikipedia is never a reliable source for anything, but I found it funny that the first line of their Infowars Wikipedia page, it says Infowars is an American far right conspiracy theory and fake news website. That's the first line. So, and obviously, that's probably some of that's opinion. I'm sure some of it's probably fact, but it's funny that that's how it's described in the first line of their page: conspiracy theory and fake news website. Now, when you go to their website, which is infowars.com, people can go there all they want. They said the website it looks like a black and white CNN website. Not as cool, I guess. I don't know, but that's what it looks like to me. A bunch of stuff I don't want to click on because I'm like, why do I want to read that? Sarah Palin, this, Trump, that. It's like, they have a sports story, so they have that.
Does it say shut up and dribble?
Actually, in the fine print there, yes.
Oh
But
man.
yeah, folks, that's kind of what Infowars is. I mean, go to the website, check it out. You'll see just from the look of it. You don't have to click on anything.
Or
It's
don't
just,
go to the website and just take a
well,
fucking word for it.
well,
But
we'll definitely take our word for it. Lots of stuff, but we also encourage people to look into things for your own self and validate everything we say. So FYI, but that's what Infowars really is that. So they don't have fortunately at the moment they don't have a true 24-hour news cycle. Yeah, so maybe they have their own channel. I don't know. They do have a live option, so they have some type of live communication going out to the world. So
Is that like Parlor Live?
I don't want to click on it because I don't want my computer thinking, oh, you like this stuff. Let me send you more. So yeah. See, I'm not gonna go through that, but yeah, it's probably like podcast stuff. Um, whatever it may be. That's my guess. Um, I'm hovering over it to see if it tells me anything. It does not. So, uh, yeah, folks, I love you. I love you guys listening, but yeah, that's one thing I'm not willing to do for you. I'm not clicking on anything on Infowars. So, yeah, I'm messing up my computer. I'm good. Let Terrence do it.
No, I will not.
Well, so there you go.
Um, yeah. So basically, he lost by default. He didn't show up. I mean, this is really what it boils down to. He talked all that shit on the show. He he probably had some role in those parents being fucking terrorized by also fellow crazies.
Folks, we here at the Cowpart Bros are not clinical psychologists. We are not officially diagnosing anybody for being, having any mental disorders or having any type of psychosis events. That is, yeah, we're not that. So FYI.
Yeah, fuck that disclaimer shit. Whatever. Well, I'm on the Chris Rock bandwagon. Whatever happened to Crazy?
Crazy's definitely still here, sir. Beyond just this Infowars stuff. Crazy ain't never left. It's still here.
Yeah, right. Um,
And we bring you all the crazy once a week on Thursday nights.
so so of course I'm looking into this, and I feel like you know Alex Jones probably pulled the same deal with Infowars and basically saying, "Hey, the less I say, the better off I am," because I really don't want these people knowing how the sausage is made.
Yeah, right. Them remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. In a court of law, literally in this case. So yeah, there you go. It is every American's right to shut up. But yeah, it's definitely good for the parents, um, and also unique the surviving kids as well. That at least they can move past this situation ideally as quickly as possible. Get this whole Alex Jones person out of their mindsets at all, and then move on. Uh, I mean, obviously, you like I said, it was 9 years ago, coming up on 10. Um, I was gonna say not moved on from the situation because I'm sure definitely as a parent, how can you? And I know you can't really because a parent's not supposed to lose your kid. Period. That's not how this whole life thing is naturally designed. So I know you can't really move on per se, but at least the grieving has stopped. And even now that they're putting this past of it, it's one thing they don't have to keep playing over and over and over again anymore. They can, you know, be done with that. So that's what I mean by moving on is that. Not the grieving part, not the forgetting part, not the sadness part per se, but just having to relive it and keep talking about it for some idiot like this. So
Yeah, I don't want to forget there. Listen, 20 kids were killed. there were 6 educators in addition.
Mhm.
So there is a there are other angles to this particular tragedy, and you know, Alex Jones is a scumbag, and this particular conspiracy theory just kind of magnified how much of a scumbag he was willing to be in order to make money. Because yeah, he probably did make a shit ton of money off of whipping people into a frenzy. Now, I'm not going to give those people a pass because ultimately, Alex Jones is one fucking guy. He and I understand it's probably multiple people within his enterprise. You know, he's just the face of the franchise. He's a face of the fuckery of that franchise.
Hashtag that.
Um,
FOF.
and yeah, I mean, you've got multiple people that are complicit in this. I mean, he's just one guy. He's one name, and it's one company. But it takes a nation, okay, an entire swath of a nation to co-sign this shit in order for it to be weaponized. And just like I don't give people a pass for all the shit that they've effectively co-signed if a politician says it. Either side of the aisle. Because at the end of the day, as my co-host Jason likes to say, hey, it's all about personal choice. Well, if you're choosing to opt into the bullshit, then I'm gonna hold you accountable to that. If you, if I am curious, if any other um, citizens within the United States have ever been found to be uh, either criminally or civically found liable for like doxing someone. You know what that is?
Oh, no, I not fully know, but I'm sure they have been. It's just how it is. People go too far when they say stuff. Um, but explain what you mean by that, sir.
To dox someone, it's an informal verb, by the way, to search for and publish private or identifying information about on the internet, typically with malicious intent. So imagine if I had a talk show and I proceeded to say, "Hey, this is so and so's mom and dad from this tragedy, and they live here or they work there." And I proceed to forget that temporarily, oh, I was on the air and I just put all that person's fucking information out there, basically for our fan base to use that to weaponize that. That's doxing. You harassing a motherfucker at their job or at their school. That's doxing. That's fucked up. So that's what it is.
So, Terrence, I actually don't have to imagine a world where you have a talk show because we're already in that world, sir.
Just stop.
Just saying.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my thing. I am curious. I mean, the money is not going to make anybody whole, but if you can put a dent in and really this predator's finances, at a minimum, you're saying, okay, there's some sort of standard for decency here in America? And if there isn't, damn it, we got to fight for it, because what he did was wrong.
Amen, brother. Amen.
So, all right. That concludes our segment on Alex Jones and the Sandy Hook lawsuit fallout. Coming up next, we're going to be covering the unfortunate incidents at Astroworld, the Travis Scott festival. Coming up next on Cal Park Bros.